So guys, hello and welcome to a flight sim video. Surprise! I bet you didn't expect to see me pop up on your YouTube page this morning while you're procrastinating whatever work you're meant to be doing. Yes, that's been some time. I thought, sod it, let's make a video, because why the hell not? Today we are in the tiny little airport of, now bear with me with this one, Klagenfurt. I apologise to anyone of Austrian heritage who's just been severely offended by that. But yes, we are in a tiny little remote airport of Austria. We're currently in the turnaround phase. I've just flown this particular aircraft out from Dublin this morning on the early morning flight. Left at 6 o'clock this morning. Just in the turnaround phase at the moment. And yeah, in this video we're going to take this lovely NG back to Dublin. We're expecting to be on 2.5 hours flight time today. We're taking 161 beeps, 2.5 tons of bags, and yeah, we're expecting about 10 tons of fuel. So yeah, I'll not bore you much with the intro. Let's crack on and get the aircraft all set up. Happy days. So, welcome to the flight deck. I believe this is my first MSFS video, so do bear with. I hope OBS holds itself together. It has been a bit interesting trying to set up OBS with a new sim, but yeah, do bear with it. So set the refueling away. I will start boarding actually. Right, so we'll ask for the bags. Happy days, that's all on its way. So we'll begin setting this up. Right, I say we have just landed, so the aircraft, of course, as you can see, is in a turnaround state. Good old Ryanair turnaround with the electrohydraulic pump still on. So this is Lima Oscar Whiskey Kilo. We're not on a stand, it's just a general apron here, as you can probably see. It's just parked on an apron. I tell you what, I landed here about 15 minutes ago and it was beautiful and sunny. Like, what the fuck? Oh well. Right, so Klagenfurt, and we're going to Dublin, which is Echo Indy Delta Whiskey. Our flight number today is Ryanair 527 Hotel. That's our ATC call sign anyway. Runway, so every departure I've ever seen out of this place goes out of 10, and I've looked through the entire flight radar history and I cannot find an aircraft that did out 28 right, but because of the current winds, they're 15 gust 29 from 250, we have no choice. We will have to do 28, and you're wondering why this is such a faff. It's because, can I show you this? Let me have a look. I probably should have checked more of what bits of OBS will and won't work before I started recording. Basically, we have about, give or take, a 2-mile backtrack. But, ignoring that, it should be fine. It'll be alright for you if I set a time lapse it, use one to put up with it, it'll just be me. So, Ingrid 2 Romeo is our departure today. Routing wise, it's a hell of a lot of direct, as it always is as we head over mainland Europe. I'll try and film this out as quickly as we can. Simba, Direct Chemist, Direct Gaska, no Gaska, there we go. And Mapox, and then the airways start, and that's not bad because the airways we can cheat with. So we can't with this one because it's just one airway alone. L6040 Biggie, and then direct to Paparos Serpal Alpha Mike even. It's probably that one. It's a Ravlo, which I believe is over the south of the UK. Yankee 70, but there's another area after this, so we don't bother putting that in. We'll just put the next area in. I should come to Opbed, yep. L60, Euro 28
Ryanair,
to Lildo, Mike 145 to Bagzo, and then the good old Bagzo 3 Lima arrival, and he put Bagzo in Dona. Bagzo 3 Lima into Dublin. Expecting the ILS to it left. This is all stuff we'll review in the cruise, but we put it in on the ground anyway for fuel planning purposes. Happy days, that's as we expected. I will review that route. You know what, we'll do it now. Gets the job done with, doesn't it? Step through that. Yep, Simba, Casca, Mapbox, Biggie, Airway. Yep, Ravelo, Airway, Penal, Mike 145 to Bagzo. Yep, happy days, so I'm happy with that. I'll activate and execute that. Lovely, nice magenta colour. Right, performance-wise, I've got data in the OFP over here. So zero fuel-wise, we're 58.5 today. Fuel, we're loading 10 tons of delicious kerosene. The minimum required for our journey today is 9.5. LOWK is 9.7. So we rounded up as is standard operating procedure at Ryanair. Cruising at 360 we're expecting, cost index of 6. Reserves are 2.5 today. We're not expecting any untoward weather in Dublin, so I haven't packed any extra fuel. Anything that does come is truly a surprise, so we'll see what happens. I've checked it though, and it should be alright. Cruise temps -50, it's 6 above the ISA. And the transition here, I believe, is 10,000 feet. We're currently sat at 1,500 feet above mean sea level, so it's a fairly high airport, generally speaking. But so I'm happy to execute that. Now we need to go and do our performance data. So that involves me opening my VirtualPerformance Tool. It's a new tool. I don't think it's been around for very long. I highly recommend it. I'll just get this open on this monitor here. So let's just transition that across. There we go. Right, so this is Performance Tool. It's just on Chrome. It's a nice little tool. I think I paid for the premium one, so it's about £8 a month, which isn't bad. So we're the short field performance today. It's a nice new 737. We have carbon brakes, and we're under EASA. Our reg, Echo India, Golf Sierra Hotel. Airport wise, we're at Lima Oscar Whiskey Kilo. Runway expecting 28 right. It's going to be full length. Conditions good braking action. It is now wet, so we'll stick it as good instead of dry. Weather wise, wind 250 at 15. It is gusting, but what 15 because that's the minimum amount. 13 degrees on 1003. Flaps will want 5. I'm not expecting anti-ice, and there's no other abnormalities to note. CG is going to be approximately 14. We can update that if we need to. And weights wise, we're 68.5 tons today. So we'll calculate that. There we go. So 26k and 48 degrees is what we're expecting. So what I'll do then is we'll come back across into the sim and we'll input this. So what we'll actually do, I believe, yep, our luggage has arrived, so I'm going to start loading that while we're at it. Packs are all on, we'll leave the stairs where they are. Actually, tell you what, get rid of the back stairs now. Oh, lovely, get rid of the fuel truck as well. Happy days. So, yes, where were we? 26k, so we got set. 48 degrees, which brings it down to 93.5. I'm going to do full climb for us, because, well, I'll explain on Navigraph in a minute, but yeah, that says all you need to know. Flaps wise, we're flat 5, not putting that until the bags are loaded. V1's 135, because it's good braking action. 144 is the V2, but we'll round it up to the more conservative number. 148 is the V2, as in line with this. So, set 148 up here. RTO. Lovely jubbly. Departure wise, I put in before, was the Ingid 2 Lima departure. Sorry, 2 Romeo departure. Out of runway 28. Now, it's the NZXT 1 here today, which is something we're not very used to. Which means the minimum flap retraction altitude is 3,000 feet above the airdrome instead of 1,000 feet. Which in this case is a fucking nightmare, because I've got to set the MFRA to that, and we're already at 1,500 feet above mean sea level. So, the MFRA is 4,472. Which, as you can see, in the amount of time I've been rambling on complaining about it, I'm still only halfway there. So, yeah. Bear with, we're getting there. Departure wise, briefing wise, we take off from runway 28 left. We are flying straight ahead. It's an RNAV. Max 205 knots at the first waypoint, which is Whiskey Kilo 612. Right hand turn out to Whiskey Kilo 614 and into Ingid. There's no VORs to tune. Actually, I will tune Klagenfurt VOR. It's not used in the departure, but it's good to tune just to have it available. So that is 1131. There we go. Nice one. Runway heading wise with 283. So we'll set that in all boxes because we don't need any more VORs tuning. What I will do, I'll retune the ILS frequency in this side just for a bit of runway centerline guidance should we need it. 1101. Happy days. Right, happy with that, that's all good, that's happy days. I'm going to set 11,000 initial climb. It says on the chart done by ATC. We don't have that today, so we'll just set it to that. Rear bags are loaded, that's getting there, so I'm going to fire up the APU now. Overhead flows, that's fine where it is for now. I can get the passenger seated, cabin crew fully completed, etc, etc. That's fine. They're cruising at 360 initially, and the elevation of Dublin is 250 feet. Ignition has been set to the left now as we're flying back, keeping good equal use of both. Yeah, happy days, I'm not all that. I'm going to get some panel lighting on because it is a bit miserable. I didn't have it on the way out here because it was lovely and sunny, but what happened to that? Right, so I will quickly brief you on our taxi out stuff very quickly. Bring Navograph up. So taxi out wise, we'll start up on stand. It's a self-manoeuvring stand. Taxi off, up Charlie, all the way down. It's massive. Fuck off taxi here. Spin around, and we're heading off in the westerly direction.
Low fares, made simple.
Departure wise, Ingrid to Lima, NADP1 climbing at 3,000 feet. Sorry, 1,500 feet for reduction, 3,000 feet for the acceleration. Straight ahead, max 205 at that point there. Right turnouts to Ingrid. And actually it's 11,500 minimum, so I'll probably set that at the initial climb. And the MSC is about the LOWK. Oh no, it's not. It says Kilo Fox Tango over. And it says VLOWK up here. Well, I'm going to go for Kilo Fox Tango because that's more central. Yep, so that is the departure we've complete. We've done the emergency brief when we left Dublin this morning, so there's no need for that. While that's low, I'm trying to think of anything else we can do to save time. I will put in the MSA. Let's do safe. Initial climb we'll set to 11,500 as in line with the chart. Have we got APU yet? Yep. And it has been, it will usually mean 40 seconds to start it, so that's available for pneumatic power as well. The ground power console off. That's nearly there. Happy with that. Make sure that's reset from the flight earlier. Yeah, probably is. Days. Right there, just come on. Ryanair don't do anything else with this until we get to the runway, so we'll leave that where it is. Last thing we can do to save time, we'll pop the descent forecast in now. Just saves us doing it in the cruise. We may as well are waiting for the bags to get themselves on board. So 310, 200 and 100, 311.83, 305 at 80, and 292 at 33. Lovely, that's a job saved for later. That's what I'm going to start shutting the doors up now. We'll shut the main cabin door. Days, that's closing. Air stairs going up. That should be done now. Yep, so we'll get rid of the cargo loaders. I'm going to turn all the fuel pumps off now, including the centre tanks. We have more than a ton in the centre. Check the cross 3 valve. Good. Yep, packs can go off, just in anticipation of the startup. Lovely, we've done loading now, so I'll load the CG in, and I want to change this to be 3,000 feet for acceleration today. Happy days. Right, I think we're pretty much happy. Side, yeah, that's on its way off, that'll be gone in at a moment. Everything else is gone, so I'm happy to start the startup sequence now. Check there's no ATC. Yep, still nothing, so we're good to get ourselves out of here. Right, so we'll do the before start, the in transit before start checklist. So keep it to remove the option. Test that again. Yep, still full as it was this morning. Your dampener is on. I think hit cockpit's too small. Fuel down is on. Fuel as I briefed before, 9.5 required. Tail and board pumps are on. Passenger seatbelt signs are on. The window heat is on. Air conditioning packs off. Bleeds on. That's set. Pressurization mode set is auto. Instruments are all cross-checked. Autobrakes RTO, hydraulics are normal. C-brakes down, D10, parking brake is set. Stabilizer tracker switches are normal. Radio and transponder set and standby. Rudder and aileron trims are 3 and 0. Take-off briefing we discussed that. PA, fuck that. FMC CDU set. M1IS bugs as brave 26k and 48 degrees, that's set. Stabilizer trim was set, that's set for now, 4 units. Performance weight and balance and set. The EFB is, well, we don't have one. Flight window and cockpit doors locked. The doors are closed. Passengers seated probably. That's up to the line complete. So I'm going to get rid of the chocks. So that's back to the legs page. We'll start the block time. The chocks are gone. Below the line, air conditioning packs are off. And collision lights is now on. Parking is set. Transponders out off. That's the force checks completed in full. So I'm happy for startup now. Packs are off. The flows I'm happy with. And if that's on, just have clear left. Yep, first off, so we do the right. Yep, so we'll begin fire at number 2. So our sequence is 2 and then 1. So we've got N2 and then 1. Oil pressure is rising. 3, 4, and 5. Fuel's going in. So there's the fuel flow. EGT because the fuel's ignited. Lovely. Vibrations and oil temp rising as normal. Bit pops. That's the gen transferring. Oh, should go out in a second then. Yep, there we go. Starts cut out. I'll wait for it to stabilise. There we go, that's stable. So I'll fire up number 1. So we've got N2, N1. Oil pressure's coming up. I do really like these new start levers, they're very, very nice. Much more modern. So 23, 4, 5, fuel's going in. Fuel flow and EGT. Yeah, they're quite nice, they're quite useful as well. If you get an engine fire of some sort, the actual affected engine lights up. So I think that's as a result of that BMI crash in East Midlands. I mean, it shut down the wrong engine because they couldn't read the instruments properly. So it just makes it a bit easier to see, which is nice. And not to mention they look cool. So that's firing up nicely. Oil pressure's coming up nicely. That is a starter cut out. The gens are already transferred. Starter's gone. Then there we go. That's stabilised. Excellent. So, full taxi flows, transfer the gens, Propiton, set the packs to auto, isolation valve auto, APU bleed off, continuous, APU can go off, temperature's 14 degrees, so we don't need anti-ice today. Trim wise, we're going for 6.53, and we'll set the flaps to 5. So control check, full down, full up, neutral, full left, full right, centre, and rudder left, rudder right, and centre. Lovely, right, let's go with the before taxi checklist. So, generators are both on, the APU's off, start switches are continuous, the propels are on. Anti-ice is not required as discussed, air conditioning with the packs auto and the bleeds are on. Isolation valves auto. Class 5 required if I've selected green light. Stabilizer trim 6.8 set, 6.8 required, yeah, you see there, so 6.5 set. So that leaves idle detents. The factory is checked, and recall is checked. All taxi checks complete. Lovely, so as brief before, taxi wise, we're going to just taxi straight off stand out via extra Charlie and backtrack down the runway. So we're going to taxi lights on, I'm going to check that we're clear the left. Yep, clear that tyre press, obviously we'll do the other. So, flight up release, now we'll be in Ryanair, do a quick config check, just up to 70 and back down again. Yep, spot on. So we'll start taxiing. We'll use minimum power as we get off the apron. Well, when I say minimum, I do actually mean move. Yeah, at least hit the brake away first. There we go. Yeah, we'll start heading out. Nice. I did consider taking one of the new scimitar-based 737s today, but I've been flying them for the last couple of days. I did fancy a new one, so we took Golf Sierra Hotel, which is a lovely aircraft. It's actually, I was going to say getting on. It's not. It's still obviously brand new, but I remember when I first started seeing Golf registrations being delivered. I flew back from Dublin once on Fox Tango Echo, and at the time I was only 2 years old. God, I'm getting old. Sorry, it wasn't 2 years old, it was 2 weeks old. That was before the Golf registrations were even a thing. They've got Maxes now, obviously. To be fair, the Ryanair Maxes are quite nice. I flew back on one from Dublin a couple of weeks ago, and it was very nice. Yeah, not too shabby at all. It's basically the service you get, apart from the seat back pocket, you're basically paying for what you get with BA, really. Generally speaking. Right, so this is Charlie here. I don't believe any traffic route whatsoever. I'd never even heard of this airport till I found out flight radar and thought I'd fly in. But we'll do a Unicom call anyway. Klagenfurt traffic, Ryanair 527 hotel. Backtrack, runway 10 left, and out to right, Klagenfurt traffic. Lovely, so before we enter the runway, we'll set TCAS to TR8. Leave the terrain radar on for the moment. Strobe on. And that'll do for now. It's a long backtrack, so that'll do me for the moment. Bit more power. Lovely. Happy days. So yeah, it has been a significant amount of time now since I last recorded the video. Not without good reason either. I've been generally quite busy. I know people who, like I sort of know on Discord and whatnot, I'll know what I've been up to. But obviously I'm 2 years through the a paramedic program now, so most of my time that used to go to aviation now goes to spending time on ambulances and going to work. So yeah, that's where most of my time's gone. And generally I think it's just getting everything set up. You may notice my mic sounds significantly different. That's because my blue snowball has officially packed in completely. It did its job, it lasted 7 years or something, but it's completely gone now, so I hope this audio quality is okay and tolerable. It's the best I can do, because for the sake of doing one video every 2 years, I'm not going to buy a nice expensive new mic. It's simply not worth it. But yeah, so that's where I've been anyway. I've got a year of my degree left, so I'm going to try and do some more videos in between them when I can, but yeah, it's just finding the time, of course. It's mainly sort of after stuff as well, the editing and stuff like that takes quite a while. And most of the time I try and spend the cruise time doing work generally, so doing videos doesn't always really work for that. But hey ho, it is nice to come back and do one again. And it's nice to do one on MSFS, because like I say, I haven't actually done an MSFS video yet. It is a gorgeous simulator. I have had my ups and downs with it. It does seem to stutter sometimes, especially on landing. You might see that in Dublin potentially. It stutters a bit on touchdown, but generally speaking, the sim is absolutely phenomenal. I haven't flown an X-Men since I got it. I was talking to FlyX George off the other day, and we went back into X-Line just for a bit of crack. The graphics compared to this, it makes it something that I can't really justify using anymore. Generally speaking, even for long haul, I know we have I was going to say no long haul aircraft for MSFS. We'll brush captains aside for that one. But apart from that bag of shite, we have no long haul aircraft for MSFS really. So I do really miss flying long haul, but even then I can't really justify going back to X-Plane for the 350. Just because the graphics in this are so bloody good. So anyway, back to the flight. We'll do the departure review now. So we're going full length 28 right, so there's no intersection today. Climb straight ahead following the RNR procedure, and then a DP1 departure, climbing at 3,000 feet, then accelerating with a max 2 or 5 knot speed restriction for the first turn. To the left seat here, using right hand thrust. And any questions, comments or concerns to my invisible first officer? I assume probably not. So that's the departure review complete. So, port-in checklist up to the line, config be checked, flaps are 5, green light, stabiliser trim is 65 units set, the takeoff briefing is reviewed, and the cabin is secure. That's up to the line complete. Ding the cabin. Cabin crew, seat 12 box, please, thank you. Cabin is successfully dinged. Get the MCP sorted. We'll be clear for takeoff by ATC now anyway, so we'll get all the lights on. That's TRS, strobes are on, so below the line. MCP is set, transponder is TARA, and strobe lights are on, and the landing lights are on. So that's the port-in jet is completed and full. Just nicely spin round here. Ourselves onto the centre line. Right, I'm going to set the wipers to low because it is raining now. So timing 283 is in line, 40%. That's stabilised and toga. So take off first. N1 heading select toga. Thrust is set. Indications normal. There's 80 knots, so I'm releasing the downstick pressure. There's that wind coming in. So V1. And rotate. Bit of rudder needed. There we go. Quite a lot of rudder needed. Positive rate. Gears going up. Then wipers can go off now. It's a bit bumpy, so do bear with me as we're doing the climb out. So remember, we're climbing up to 3,000 feet before accelerate today, so we're going to keep this pitch going for now. Maintaining V2 plus 20 knots, and we should get the thrust reduction in a moment. Won't be much though, because we haven't used any climb derate today. There we go. Ah, look at that, it's literally 0.1 N1. It actually increased by 0.1 N1, which isn't bad. So we'll keep this pitch for now as we climb. Wow, look at that. Approaching the acceleration point, so the level change now, and the acceleration point, so we will plug up. Pitch ourselves down, we're accelerating through the white dot, and we're on our way to the 1 speed, so we'll select max 1. Do you have a limit of 205 actually, so it's started to 205. I did break that, didn't I? I completely forgot about that. So, go. I'm starting that right turn now. We're overhead that restriction, so I'm going to do plug up as we're past it now. We're through flap 1 speed, flap 1 is set, so we'll go to flaps 1, sorry, flaps up even. There we go. Flaps are on the way up. I'll now set this to wiper. flaps up, no lights, our set VNAV. That's our accelerator to 250 knots. Get the clean the aircraft up. We will need anti-ice now actually because it's dropped below 10 degrees, so anti-ice is coming on. I'm only putting them on because we are passing through the cloud layer at the moment. It looked like we were more, a second ago I thought we were more inside of the cloud than we are now, but oh well. We can get rid of the MFRA now, that's no use to us at all. Climb to flight level, so I'll set standard pressure. Start getting the aircraft up. It is getting thrashed around a lot by this wind. Match the heading up. And we'll set the gear to off. Oh, it's bumpy. We'll hand fly up to 10,000 and put the autopilot in. There we go, that's 10,000 feet there, so command A. 10 checks, lights can turn off, where's the cabin crew? Accelerate to the climb speed. On the SID, following as normal, required navigational performance is on that page. Tell you what, we will accelerate the climb. There's no restrictions, so up to 230 for now, then reassess. Yep, the RMP, the actual RMP is 0.06, so more than adequate. I think 0.3 is the requirement. Oh no, it's 1 at the minute. I think 0.3 is required for an average, yeah. Right, lovely. So 10 check, accelerate away nicely over the lovely snowy Austrian Alps. Oh, that's lovely. Right, after checklist, get the visualization set. The engine start switches are off. Actually, no, they're not, they're continuous. We are about 10,000 feet though, so we can get the anti-ice off now and correct that. So there we go, they're now off. Landing gear's up and off. The auto brake is off. The flaps are up, no lights. And the altimeter is our standard settings. That's the after check complete. We're quite bumpy. I'm going to the common seat for now. I'll maybe release them later, probably on that. But yeah, so that's us safely on our way back to Dublin. So I'll get back to you guys when we begin to plan our descent and arrival. So guys, welcome back. You join me in the cruise phase. We're just currently entering over the east of the UK. We'll be in the air coming up around about 2 hours, give or take. And yeah, we have about 80 miles left to the top of the descent, so it's about time for us to start planning our arrival into Dublin. It's been a very sort of smooth, uneventful flight, quite smooth after we got up that cloud. But yeah, so all good. We stayed at 360 in the end and didn't bother stepping. Fuel wise, it probably wasn't worth it. We could step now, but it's 80 miles to the top percent, it's really not going to make a difference. So yeah, let's go and plan our arrival. So, it's London. We'll go and give him a call while we're out then. Right, let's quickly call him up. London, a very good morning. Ryanair 527 Hotel, level 3602 in Nisby.
Ryanair 527 Hotel, London Control, good morning, squawk 0775.
Squawk 0775, Ryanair 527 Hotel.
Tank 792, turn left,
Cool.
heading to 70 degrees, cleared Alice approach, runway 23 right.
Just turning down a bit.
Left heading 270, clear for Addons, approach runway 23 right, channel 792.
Yeah, I'll turn down a bit. So, arrival wise, as we inputted earlier, expecting Alice at 28 left. Bags at 3 Lima, we're expecting. Just make sure he's turned down as far as he can go. Yeah, bags at 3 Lima, we're expecting. We're not expecting a transition.
North fly 7 kilo, London Control,
right, so we're doing along with 3.9 tons of fuel, got 5 at the minute. So, maths, that's 1.1 less than that number, so 62.4 is what the maths work out as. And we're doing a flat 30 landing, 145, and the frequency is laps 11135.
Just outside my airspace, if you can call me back, approaching Albos.
There we go, set that on both sides. And the course is 278. Happy days. Armed standby approach. Weather-wise in Dublin, currently expecting a QNH of 1007. The temp's 5 and
right now 527 hotel route direct 6Q.
Okay, the route direct to 6Q right now, 527 hotel. Happy days, put that in, that's a lovely direct. Execute that. Lovely. Anyway, as I was saying, so the QNH 1007, the temperature's 5, which is 10 degrees less than the ISA, so ISA deviation of -10. As I said, 1007.
Hello. Turn left heading 170 degrees, climb flight 190.
Lovely. Fix wise, we're runway 28 left. We'll put in 5 and 10 miles. Just for our own personal assistance. And we'll cook 36,000 feet, so quick maths of how many track miles we need to descend. 30, 60, 90, 6, 12, 18, I was 108, so ranging in 108 miles. Lovely, that matches up quite nicely. Little trick if you didn't know that, just take the first 2 digits and times it by
Could you say again, please?
3. MSA is about Dublin VOR.
1 Mike arrival at Manchester. When ready, descend
25 miles.
Level Alpha.
That's all good. Descent winds are already in. Approach wise, I'll pop up the approach charts. So you can see what I'm talking about. So this is what we have planned. We're starting at Bagso there. This is what they always use, this long weird curve. We'll probably get to Bagso and go straight to Latmo, which is about here. I'll open that. Yeah, so I'll probably head to Latmo direct, that's what they normally do. Friday approach in. Missed approach wise, it's 3,000 feet straight to 278 to Gannett. Following the Yarn, path around 5,000 feet. Was that 3,000 is the Alp though. Minimums is 402. Happy days, so I'll pump that across, put the minimums in. Oh, here we go, this is going to take a year and a day, isn't it?
London Control, Speedbird 526, good morning, number 1 Romeo, passing 2,100, climbing 5,000.
So, performance wise, we'll stick to the
Land Control, good morning.
I'll tell you what, we'll do that first. We'll
now,
stick the numbers in the
190.
performance calculator.
Flight level 190.
So, landing en route, so we're landing at Dublin.
1883, turn right.
Landing runway is 28 left. We're using the standard go-around gradient. Weather-wise,
Admiral Flight 7 kilo, your frequency.
still 250.11.
Not flight 78 kilo.
Temperature is 5, QH1007, landing with flaps 30. We do have an inoperative speed brake arming system today, so the speed brake will be set to manual. We'll get all brakes, and landing weight wise, what did I say it was? 62.4. Beer for add 5. Lovely, so we'll calculate that. So everything from auto brake 2 and up's available. We'll use auto brake 3 though. We're on to make Sierra 5 as an exit, but obviously that's the amount of time it takes to fully stop us on auto brake 3, so by the time we get a Sierra 5 we should be well slow enough to take it as a rapid exit.
1 Lima arrival at Manchester.
So yep.
Flight level 260.
We'll come back to the sim then, and we'll set to auto brake 3 for our landing. Somebody send out the landing altitude. Lovely. So apart from our minimums, which I'm gonna spend the next 5 years of my life setting, I'm pretty happy. Weather-wise in Dublin, we're not expecting anything untoward. As far as weather goes, our minimums, sorry, our final reserve fuel's 2.5, and that's with an alternate of Liverpool. Last time I checked, the weather in Liverpool was lovely, so that's nothing to be concerned about. So yeah, happy days. Hopefully we should get a nice early arrival, because we're hoping to bypass this arrival routing and go straight to Latmo, as I said before. So fingers crossed it should be alright. There's no ATC on in Dublin currently, but we'll see what happens. Generally speaking, to be honest, I prefer it without ATC when I'm recording. It kind of just gets on my nerves.
Turn right, heading.
Makes it harder for you to hear me, and me harder to think about what I'm saying.
Turn right, heading 350.
But yeah, so happy days, we're nearly there.
Turn left, heading 320.
Hang on, 800, 700, 600, 500, 402, isn't it?
Left, 32, not flight 78 kilo.
There we go, happy days. So, descent checklist. Landing altitude 250 feet set, anti-ice is not required. Approach and fuel discussed, and the IS and altitude bugs are set and cross-checked. So, that's the descent checks complete. Right, so, that's a sort of settle for the approach. So guys, I'll get back to you as we are descending into Dublin. So guys, we're just passing through level 100 now, and we're just past Bagzo, so I'm planning to go direct to Latmo now, as is what they do in reality, or generally what ATC would do in reality. So we'll turn left to Latmo, there we go. Nice one, we're a little bit high now, but that's okay. We're passing through 10,000 feet, 10 checks, the lights are coming on. The cabin is already seated. We'll set... Tell you what, we'll go straight down to 3000, which is the establishing out, and set the local QNH. Dean the cabin crew, 10 minutes landing, 10 minutes. Lovely jubbly. Right, so we are turning in for final. Now the wind in Dublin has suddenly, surprisingly picked up. So much for no adverse weather, as to what I said earlier. But yeah, so the wind now is 260 gust 25. So it's manageable. That's something I think we can deal with. I can't say the landing's going to be pretty, but I can deal with that. It has suddenly, the TAF has suddenly gotten very peculiar. It's now forecasting rain, small hail, snow pellets. All that's to come later. So I don't know what happened to that lovely nice weather that I looked at when I planned the flight back in I forgot where we flown from. Klagenfurt? What was it called? Klagenfurt, yeah, I was right. Yeah, there was lovely weather back there, but I don't know what's happened to that. But oh well, what can you do, eh? So as I said, landing wise, we'll hopefully get down nice. It'll probably be a fairly firm touchdown in the touchdown zone, given the winds currently. And yeah, we'll decel and come off at rapid exit Sierra 5. There we go, there's the glide slope coming in there. Happy days. So yeah, all is good. All is well. Happy days.
Left gears down, descending with the glide, Dublin traffic.
So guys, welcome back. Just about to turn onto the ILS now.
703,
12 miles, so I'll put flaps one down.
Runway jet left.
On the approach. Here's the localizer coming in now. I'll go flaps 1 speed, we may as well. And I'll tell you what, we'll do vertical speed, we'll slow this down, and then hopefully we'll get a good continuous descent approaching, where we don't level off at all. For love of luck. Yeah, I've got traffic around us, but it's nothing to worry about. So we've sequenced it nicely with Unicom. Guy in front there, he's about 5 miles ahead of us. We will slow down though. I'll go flaps 5 and we'll keep ourselves slowing. Just to, ooh, that was a big gust. Keep ourselves slowing. Cabin crew, seats for landing please. There we go, flaps 5, slowing nicely.
And some rock 39 Charlie airborne.
Lovely. So he's airborne. The guy ahead of us is about 4 miles ahead. Yeah, we'll do the flat 5 speed for as long as we can. There's the glide slope. 10 degrees. We are in the cloud, but we don't require de-icing. Like I said, 10 degrees. So we're alright in that front.
339, 4 miles short final to land, 28 left, Dublin traffic.
Days, we're 8 miles, so that's more than enough room for me. Lovely, this seems to be working out quite nicely for a change. Normally with that sim everything goes absolutely pear-shaped, but it seems like we're surrounded by competent people today. That's a rarity nowadays. Alright, well we have 7 miles to run, which isn't bad. Approach checklist, the altimeter's instruments are set in cross checks, and the approach shades are checked and set. Approach check's complete, that's 2,500 feet on the right alt to live. 6 miles to run. I'm going to take the autopilot out now. We may as well fly it. I don't do flight sim just to sit and press buttons, or well, kinda. You know, we may as well do a little bit of hand flying. I'll take the auto throttle out as well. 3,000 feet is the guard that I've discussed, so we'll leave that where it is. 6 miles to run. Ryanair do a thing called low drag approach. We don't usually put the gear down at 4 miles, but looking at that guy's speed, we're going to do it now. Yeah, Ryanair, generally speaking, don't put the gear down at 4 miles. It's, like I say, it's called low drag approach. The idea obviously being low drag. But yeah, we'll put it down now just for spacing reasons. Ooh, there's a big gust. So, gear down, that's the only landing check. There's 2 flaps, so that's just continuous. Recall is checked. Speed brake is in up, as I said before. Landing gears down for greens. The auto brake is level 3. Holding at flaps. 145. 50, and we'll go flat 30. And we'll reduce the thrust down to increase that speed. Dublin traffic, Ryanair 527 Hotel is 3.5 mile final, ILS 28 left, Dublin traffic. Alright, this wind's really battering us. Right. So, get that thrust back up, maintain the approach speed, so it'll be about 58 to 60% thrust. 1,000 feet with visual, so we're moving the stabilisation gateway to 500 feet.
Dublin traffic, Ryanair 339, vacating 2A left.
Oh, that wind is pushing us, we're
Light slow.
Runway
get
vacating.
this back. Look, get that back.
Light slow.
Yeah, that wind moved up there. There we go. We got that back nicely. That wasn't outside of the stabilisation gateway. It was just within. We were just in VRF, I believe, so that's okay. Complete the checklist. So flaps 30, green light, and landing lights are on. That's the landing checklist complete. This wind's pushing us around a lot. It's the fact it's so variable that's causing the issues. It's causing the airspeed to jump all over the place, which is making us gain and lose altitude at a rate of knots, quite literally.
300.
Dublin traffic Ryanair, Addons Hotel, final, ILS to your left. So again, you saw it again there, it's just dropped as the
Dublin traffic,
airspeed
summer 5 Tango, establishing ILS to it left.
came down.
Dublin traffic, Ryanair 339, taxiing to the gate by Sierra Whiskey 2.
30. 20. 10.
Bit of a flow to this one. Okay, we're going to go around. We'll do a full thrust go around. Go around, Toga, go around, flat 15. There's Toga once more. There we go, get a full thrust go around. Flat 15. Positive rate of climb, gears going up. There, Ryanair 527 Hotel's going around. So up we go. Toga set. Flat 15, go flat 5. So look at that rate of climb there. That's ridiculous. So hitting out acquire, we'll begin to decelerate. We'll go VNAV and LNAV. So I'll go flaps 1. Auto throttle can come in. .200 knots being the max speed for the moment. We'll go command 8. Right, so I'll go flaps up now. I'll take a right turn, northbound. We'll go exactly 90 degrees to the airfield to heading 010. Flaps are going up. Take the tax. We'll clean ourselves up. Digging the cabin. Maintaining 3,000 feet quite nicely. There we go. Going up to 250 knots there with VNAV as per published missed approach procedure. Right, so gear to off. After takeoff checklist, air conditioner pressurization set.
Dublin traffic, camera 5 Tango, 4 mile final to it left.
Are off. And the gears up and off. The auto brake will leave at 3 for landing. Flaps up, no lights on the altimeters 1007 set as required. Right, that wasn't exactly what the plan was, it? Not to worry though, we'll vector ourselves back round and we'll have another shot. The wind was just all over the place there, wasn't it? It was causing us a fair few problems. To be fair, I should have went around the first time we became unstable really. I think it was still technically within stabilisation gateway, but it's not ideal, is it? It's far from what we're after really. But not to worry, what we'll do is we'll vector ourselves back around. Back in, we'll do heading 100. Arrival, again, same as before, ILS to it left. Execute that, and that'll still be flat 30. Oh, it's very bumpy. Not to worry, we will climb to 5,000 feet for now. We'll level change it up to 5,000. That was the second alt after we passed Dublin for the go around procedure. So up to 5,000 we go. Oh, it's getting quite bumpy. There you go, there's the airport over there. Right, we'll vector back around and then we'll have another go. So guys, let's have another shot. Back at 7 miles, we've got flaps 5 out of the minutes. Yeah, let's have another go. Looking at the METAR, it seems to have calmed down slightly since we just went around there. But we'll see if that's actually the case or not when we get down there. It might be the case that the real world weather's updating, the sim isn't, but yeah, we'll see what the crack is as we get closer. Yeah, that was a fun one. I think my tactic this time is because that wind was varying a lot more than I was expecting it to, which was causing my airspeed to fluctuate a lot more than it should have. I'm going to add a few more knots to my VREF box, maybe 7 or something, and that'll give us a bit more leeway. In the meantime, then I'll gear down and flap 15. 760. Oh, there we go. It's bumping us again. Cabin crew is still seated. Continuous. So landing checklist is flaps, altitude shell continuous, recalls checked, Sirius in-op, landing gears down 3 greens, auto brakes level 3 sets, holding at flaps. So 145 is the speed, and I go 15. Let's go 153 given that current weather, and we'll go flat 30. There we go. Right, Dublin traffic right now, 527 hotels, final ILS 28 left, Dublin traffic. Just look at that little dot, that little white dot there, he's worrying me. So even the autopilot in at the minute, it's getting shocked all over the place. Right, so what we'll do, take the auto throttle out first. And I'll disconnect. See, what's worrying me is that's still at 30 knots at the minute, that wind, but I know it needs to be down to about 15 by the time I get to the ground, so it's going to be fluctuating everywhere. Ooh, that pushed us down a bit, whatever that gust was there. Tell you what, my other new tactic, I'm going to be a lot more aggressive with the throttle quadrant, because I seem to be struggling to pick up when I lose speed. So let's try and be less gentle with it, see how that goes. Dublin traffic right now, 527 hotels, final, ILS 28 left, Dublin traffic.
500.
So edging on the top of that white bar there, so I'm going to bring that back.
400.
I don't know why it's counting down from 500, the Ryanair setting should be from 50, but never mind.
300. 100.
A bit low. See, there we go, there goes that wind. We'll come back, still visuals, that's fine. Minimum is landing. There we go, we'll corrected that nicely. So coming over 50 feet there.
40. 30. 20.
Slowly idle that. Nice little flare. Still sitting at 4 feet again. We'll still in the touchdown zone this time though. There we go. Steer us up. Reverse to normal. Knots. 50 knots, looking like this. There's the stowed. Off at Sierra 5 as planned. We'll cancel the auto right there. Stop the clock. Still speed brake and begin to clean up. Again, not my finest landing there, but given the weather, I'll take that. Bit of a floater again, but see, what happened there is exactly what happened the first time, but I was more ready for it there. So as I was saying on the approach, it was 30 knots, and then as we got closer, it needed to decrease to 15 knots, and it seemed to do it at one exact moment where it just dropped, and that's when I got low on that approach, and it's also when I got low on the approach beforehand. But not to worry, we're here now. Right. Oops. Flaps up. Happy days. And we'll begin the taxi in and we'll clean up. So yeah, it's not my finest, but it does the job. We're here this time, so. Lovely. Work through our flows. Flaps are on the way up. Do a nice Ryanair style 13-hour taxi back to stand. Lovely, we're going to reset the minima, it's not required anymore. Idle, full stop there. We'll start the APU, it's not going to be long until we're on stand. So we'll fire that up. Once the engines cool down, we can probably, well, when I say cool down, once the 3 minutes has passed since touchdown, we can probably shut down number 2. And we'll taxi single engine the rest of the way in. Nice one. Well, it could have been worse. Still got plenty of fuel left anyway, so I'm happy enough. Typical, I pick a day as windy as today for the first video back. Honestly. I say first video back, don't be expecting another upload for another year. Probably more, to be honest. It's been a long time. Right, this is a 90-degree corner, so you can do it at a nice speed. Yeah, just gently roll around. It's a shame as well to be landing in into the place we came from. It's actually not too bad either. Oh well. Does the trick either way. Right, APU is started up, nice one. Done all the flows. Happy with that. We'll just chill and get out to stand. We're gonna. I should probably mention the taxi routine. This is Whiskey 2. We're on. We're gonna cross over to Link, or to Hotel 1. Left and in through Link 5 to stand 1, 2, 3 is where we're going. Sit over we pop. Our touchdown time exactly was 20 past, so that has been 3 minutes there. So I'm going to shut down number 2. There we go. Off it goes. To be fair, we may as well just transfer the generators onto the APU now. Save us taxiing with just the 1 gen. Right, so we'll head left on Fox Inner. Oh look, there's the rain starting. Honestly, it's been pants weather everywhere I've flown today. Right, and then it's right into here, through Link 5. Slow it down a bit for the corner. Nice one. Right, and then down to stand 1, 2, 3. Right, taxi lights off, stand 1, 2, 3. Pretend there's a marshal here, there isn't, but we'll pretend there's one. To be fair, it's all safe dock in Dublin now, they should really update the scenery. I think it's an MK Studios scenery. I think they are updating it, but they've had safe dock for years in Dublin, so it should be up to date really. It's a fairly new scenery. So what we'll do is we'll just align this line with us. That'll be about there. That'll do nicely. Right, so we've got 2 blue, 1 red. Engines can be cut off. Nice one. Right, so I'm on it to spool down of that. Begin to clean it up. I can go to open. Release the packs. That's low enough to get the anti-collision light off about now. There we go. Lovely. Voice recorder. Actually, I'm going to stay on auto because it's the last flight of the day, so we'll shut the aircraft down to a long state. Get the chock set. We'll get the pit power connected. Give the engines a chance to spool down before we start opening doors. Cabin crew can disarm the doors. There's the GPU connected, so the APU can go off. Set that to 0. We'll get air stairs and the rear steps connected. Open the main door. Get all our bag belts and baggage carts up to the aircraft. We can start out now as well. We're chocked up. Speaking of which, we can release that. That can go to standby and we'll recycle it to 2000. Yeah, we'll start deboarding. I'm happy with that. Right, we'll do the shutdown checklist. So the fuel pumps are off. Electricals on the GPU. Passenger seat signs are off. Window heats are off. Probe heats are off. Sorry, window heats aren't off. Window heats are off. There we go. Probe heats are off. Antennas is off. Electric hydraulic pumps can go to off. Voice recorder is in the auto position. Air conditioning packs are auto. Engine reads are on. EPU reads are off. Exterior lights which got steady on. Don't need anything else. It's daytime. Start switches are off. Auto brake is off. Speed brakes are down. Detent. The flaps are up. No lights. Parking brake. We've released it now because we've chocked. Side is cut off. Weather radar is off. CVR circuit breaker. Solved that. And a couple of doors unlocked. That's the shutdown checklist complete. We're deboarding. Get the lights off. Leave the NZXT lights on because we have passengers on board still. That can turn down. We'll dim our displays down, as they do in reality. I don't know why they do it in reality. I'm pretty sure it's old habits die hard kind of thing from the CRT displays, but because with LCDs you really don't need to, but they do it anyway, so we'll do it. Then we'll go off. We'll start unloading the bags. We can get the IRS2 off. Lovely. The rear carts are just arriving. We'll leave them armed for now. Actually, no, we'll turn it off. We're deboard now, it's fine. The engine's spooled down, there's no real risk to safety anymore. It's connecting. We'll just wait till that's connected and then we can shut the aircraft down properly. Come on, take your time. We'll start moving through the secure checklist now anyway. So IRS most settings are off, the cabin utility and IFE is on, emergency exit lights are off, air conditioning packs can go to off, trim air is off, APU and ground power can go off, and the battery can be set to off. Lovely, that's the shutdown checklist complete. So, welcome to Dublin. That was a nice flight, bar the go around and the bumpy approach, but not to worry. We got down in the end. Yeah, so I don't expect to get many more videos from me, generally speaking. It's a one-off thing, I just felt like doing it today for a change. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this one-off. Thank you for watching, it's greatly appreciated. Say hi. Oh, it's nice to see if anyone is still watching out there, or see some old faces come back. But yeah, so thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Ta-ra for now.